2. Sorry, we are live in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on when you're watching this. Once again, you are watching Tarheel by Dark. The scene is left off at Harry Walsh's lab at North Carolina State University. It is only a couple of hours, maybe a little less, before Elysium is supposed to kick off. So Harry has basically opened his lab for a general social for any kindred to come by and stop and chat, and the scene kind of takes off from there. With us tonight is Nathaniel Ashford, and I don't have the name of the other character, played by Jessica Marie and Josh Hosmer. So take it away.
Well, being a rather inquisitive person and not knowing too much about science, it's kind of like a Victorian aristocrat peeking in on what you would assume an alchemist lab or some sort of pseudo-Victorian, Frankenstein morgue kind of thing. He kind of furtively sticks his head in, halfway expecting to see Tesla coils and all manner of such things.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of sort of slides himself gently in. Hello, good doctor, I imagine. Do you have your doctorate yet? Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know the particular form of address.
Oh no, it's just Harry for now. I won't have my doctorate for another couple of years yet.
Oh,
but yeah,
wonderful. Pardon me. I'm making my policy to stay informed. I don't know whether or not I will be the official quote-unquote hobby of the state, but at least, I'm making my business to be the unofficial rumor mill. Pardon my shadow, by the way. He kind of gently tugs on what he would assume would be the young Malkavian's collar and just sort of drags her in. If we're gonna be doing this creeping and crawling thing, you really need to work on your social graces.
I was just wanting to come in, and I didn't know if I was going to be invited or not, so
Harry turns to the lovely young lady, and his eyes widen a little bit, and then promptly return to normal. Hello.
Hello again, Mr. Walsh.
Yes, I remember. We met when I first came into the city and was looking to try to get some information to the prince. Anyway, so I thought if you guys were interested, I'd show you some of the latest work that I've been working on with regards to the latest breakthrough in computer technology. This is not what I will be presenting at Elysium tonight if I actually do get a chance to speak. That's a whole other issue. But for now, my character is just going to basically wave a gesture of his hand, and what you see is a giant tower-like computer, which is basically it basically looks like a giant supercomputer, stacks of rows of computers, and it's got. But I'm going to have my character roll intelligence computers, specialty quantum computers. So that's going to be 9 dice, and let's see if I can get something amazing to happen here. And that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So whatever it is I do. Basically, you see the computer for a brief period. My character goes, feel free to ask any question to this computer, and then ask the same question of me. And at this point, Nathaniel, you can feel free to do so.
All right. You will actually step up, kind of trying to see if there's any way to address it particularly. Then he'll just go directly into it. Is there any specific correlation between sacred geometry, Freemasonry, and the number 7 as a complete circle? I don't quite understand the correlations, and they're driving me bonkers.
Based on the 6 successes, my computer, the quantum computer, actually gives back a response, something akin to, basically gives a response back, something akin to what you've already heard before. And then my character goes, well, like I said, this is outside my forte, but the computer basically repeats back what you probably already knew. You know, yeah. And basically, and my character says, now I have a question for you. Based on the fact of how I have responded and how the computer has responded, can you tell the difference between which of us is actually alive?
Well,
With the relative term alive being, with the term alive being applied liberally here, of course.
I do appreciate your humor, but yeah, it is very hard to tell the difference between cognitive faculties. I mean, the relative brain power is exactly the same, so it does respond like a living creature. That's what you're trying to achieve here?
It's something I'm working on. Basically, what I think I figured out to I think I figured out one of two things with this. Either A, I've proven that the processing speed of a quantum computer is sufficient to be able to rival that of a human mind, or two, that the Turing test that was developed decades ago is complete bunk and outdated. Either way, I think we've just established a concept here, and if I can get a little bit more research into this, we may even have a method for providing a life form in silicon, so to speak. But again, this is only experimental stages right now. I'm still working on the details. This, however, is actually what I think you will be really interested in, and he ushers Nathaniel Ashford along to it is nighttime, but there you walk to a table and you see a complete line of what looks like greenery, just general vegetative matter, kind of like grass, and a sun lamp over it. I know this is not particularly impressive, but take a look at this. My character pulls a multimeter off the table. One of those ones for measuring charge kind of deal. Sets it to the correct setting, and puts one end to either side of the to a cathode and an anode on either side of the tray where the grass is. And if you take a look at it, you'll see the number jumps from 0 up to a reasonable size charge.
And I'm going to be rolling. Let's see. What would be a good thing? All right, manipulation subterfuge to hide the fact that his mind is blown that a plant is emitting electrical charge. And well, we got two successes. Yeah, he does a fairly good job of trying to hide it, but if you're really cared to investigate, you can kind of see the eyebrows twitching and things.
What was it to roll against that? Perception what?
Perception alertness, I would reckon, considering there's no supernatural, awareness is more like, sixth sense kind of thing.
All right, then I'm going to roll 4 dice to contest this, and let's see if I get more successes. 3.
Oh,
So
boy.
I spot that your mind is blown. My character literally chuckles at this and goes, "This is the technology is rather tried and true already. I mean, or when I say tried and true, there were public papers published on it. I'm simply trying to replicate the effect and trying to perfect it here. This is what I'm going to be presenting in Elysium tonight. Basically, I have a proposal to try to convert most of the greenery throughout the to try to find a way to set up electrical charges, such that most of the greenery in Tarheel State can actually be converted into solar power generators. Since we already have the photosynthesis working, I figure we just simply apply the process that I've been using here to on a larger scale, and we might be able to generate enough power for the entire state. Perhaps if we could expand it, possibly even for the entire country, that the United States could be weaned off fossil fuels in relatively short order. Again, this is going to be tied in with a larger presentation I intend to, if I can get a chance to speak at Elysium tonight. But this is what I'm hoping to convince the court to perhaps invest in. Waiver a few influence bits here and there to get some laws changed to provide some subsidies, that kind of thing.
Really fascinating, and to which I wholeheartedly agree. Because believe it or not, the kindred of the Crescent States, the Iran, the cradle of civilization, quote unquote, in their own opinion, as it were, have been rather hiding their outdated selves and theocratic societies, royal communities, and giving me a pain in the neck to investigate. Let's just say I don't like secret societies and sneaky little bits hanging around that I can't quantify. It bugs me.
Fair enough. Well, then hopefully this will provide as effective a tool in your matters as it will in mine. Also, I wanted to provide you a little bit of an extra access if you'd like it. My character pulls out his cell phone, and I'm going to, as long as it's in the wireless network, I'm going to use the slave terminal process to do quantum computer work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice, specialty quantum computers. And the 9 got neutralized, but that's still... we don't have an admin here, so so Josh, I'm going to have you set the difficulty. How difficult? What difficulty would you prefer to set it at to crack your phone by remote hack?
Well, Ashford is a hacker, so he would probably have it at like difficulty 7. You know,
All right.
he's got a fair amount of computer knowledge, but he's not used to something with this kind of power.
Okay. Well, so it's 1 success only, which is not intended to be a full hack, but it's basically intended to plant a little bug there. My character basically says, by the way, with this technique of using this particular powerful computer, I should be able to theoretically use this to, with reasonable speed, be able to provide a security network to be able to turn any. You probably heard about what the kind governments were doing about spying off or developing apps to be able to turn any computer into or any cell phone into a microphone that they could listen to remotely. Well, I think I've perfected the technology here. This is just a little bit of a precursor. I'm thinking for added security reasons, what might not be a bad idea is that if we could link up every single kindred to every single other kindred's device, they could be a remote access to a single point, which again I would turn over to the prince for safety reasons, but could basically allow that if we had our microphones always on, or could say a key phrase, it could notify anyone else in the network who's nearby, and help could arrive. I've heard from the prince that there have been a number of security breaches lately. I'm thinking this might be a way of being able to provide added security or alertness without having to physically get our phones out and actually call for backup. Thoughts?
I actually have an interesting idea. Okay. As of the members of the state right now that have the computer expertise to hack and wire complex computer networks and that sort of thing, there are a select grouping, the Nosferatu and myself. Now, you've set up this particular computer terminal to wire all these complex things, and this thing has unbelievable processor power because it rivals the human brain, which puts it somewhere in like maybe 2 or 3 terabytes, right?
A little bit more.
Yep. Now, you're a builder. You're an engineer. Could you make something like this for the Nosferatu? I understand the thing would be the idea, the proposal would have to wait on the prince to say so, but I would be more than willing to back you financially if you need that kind of thing to build something like this. You know, that would also improve the covert espionage security of the state by improving the Nosferatu's hardware.
Okay, well, I will have to speak to Red Owl when I get the chance to talk to him next. But in the meantime, again, I thought that I would just prototype with this. Would you like me to try to do this again to see whether or not I can up the security level as a proof of concept on your phone? Just so this way, at least, if nothing else, you know that you can call me for backup if all else fails.
That sounds like a fairly good idea, actually.
All right, I will take care of that again. And with that, he pulls up his phone and does a little magic here. And with any luck, one of the 10s got neutralized, but that is still using quantum computers as specialty. That is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes, and plus the other one. So that's 7 successes total over 2 rolls. Does a little bit of an upgrade, and you all of a sudden the computer tech basically takes over your phone, and Walsh says the next time you need to be able to contact someone for backup, say the key phrase danger now. That exact phrase. Go ahead and say it.
Danger now.
By saying that key phrase, all of a sudden you hear a buzz, and Walsh picks up his phone and automatically notices this. Now here's the cool part. Holds up the phone and go ahead and say something.
Scrambling interception.
As you hear it, you hear scrambling interception coming back out of Walsh's phone.
And with this, Nathaniel's eyes just kind of get a bit wider. Well, I think I've been forcefully shunted into the 21st century. Good time, too.
Yeah. The best part about this is that not only will I hear that whoever has control of this system will not only hear what is going on in your area, courtesy of your phone's microphone, your camera will record everything, so my character can see it on their, so that I can see it on my phone. It will also be recorded by the central quantum computer. So there will be a backup. There will be a backup archive for people to watch accordingly at a later date. Again, especially if we end up capturing an enemy and bringing them to trial, this recording can serve as evidence for the court. Just an idea.
This will be fantastic. Believe it or not, I'm sort of close with David, working as a fellow intelligence operator. You know, I happen to have a little bit of his ear. And he looks back at you. No.
He has cool books.
Oh, David. Oh, yes, he does. But anyway, that's beside the point. I think I can at least get you some support in that corner because, like I said, better networks, better security, it all feeds into their wheelhouse.
Well, like I said, hopefully you guys will have enjoyed these particular demos. Like I said, when the time comes, I intend for the at the Elysium tonight to propose both solutions, one to the security question and one to the overarching environmental question, and hope that in the process we can get the court to vote on, or at least get the court to make a motion on both of these particular upgrades, and we'll see what we can do.
As a side note, Cynthia is still hung up on the smart computer and trying to wonder what she should ask.
Well, not to worry. Walsh just chuckles and goes, "Well, like I said, Walsh just goes, oh, you're still trying to ask it a question, eh? Well, like I said, take your time. If you can't think of anything now, it's here for later if you guys want to come back."
She looks at the computer and asks, if I push a random button on your keyboard, what will it do?
The computer answers back, "I would advise not to try that."
I do apologize for her. She tends to get a bit energetic around shiny things.
Then in that case, I think that should be a. Well, then in that case, I know exactly what would be something up your alley, and my character is going to go over to his. Hang on, now I need to actually look something up. Bear with me here.
No problem.
So I need to find out how long it takes to make an artificial diamond.
Yay, give the Malkavian something to just stare at.
Yes, exactly.
Days.
How to make a synthetic diamond. Yeah, so growing them. Actually, no, I know what I'll say. I'll know that my character has been... basically, what I'll say is that my character has been already looking at this anyway. And let's see. I just need to get the exact line here so this way I can say it correctly. Hang on. This is not turning out quite as I'd planned. This link is not working properly. Anyway. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry. I'll just say that this has been growing for a couple of weeks. my character literally says, "Well, if you're," my character says, then perhaps you'll be interested in this. And with that, my character actually goes to one of his drawers, and you actually see a you actually see a apparatus with something growing in it. And my character literally opens it and pulls out a diamond and hands it to Cynthia. This is an artificially grown diamond. I've been thinking about working these. I had this growing ever since I moved here. It was just more of a side project that I didn't really think I was actually going to do anything with. But if you like shiny things, you're welcome to it.
Wait, grown? How did you? It's shiny. She's just kind of admiring it, seeing how pretty it is, questioning how it was grown.
My character says, "I'll send you the technical details. I'll send you the technical details over your phone at a later point." Out of character, I really don't know the technical details right now, and I don't want to have to read off a bloody website about how to do that.
I really do understand.
Yeah. So anyway, with that, my character says, well, like I said, you've seen what my what my biggest projects are for the next little while. I'm hoping that I'll be able to apply these in some reasonable form for the. I'm hoping to be able to I'll be able to apply these in some reasonable form for the kindred of a local state, and with any luck, we'll be able to I'll be able to set up the reason I was sent here in the first place, which was, trying to get some greater environmental procedures actually set up across the state. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yes, we'll definitely see about that. One thing for certain, I do know that you seem to know your stuff, and it's not often that one finds a latter days young Da Vinci or Michelangelo, a real Renaissance man to invest in. So you at least have a patron, a sympathetic ear on the state council if you care to.
All right. Well, like I said,
I will take my little cohort here and just kind of get out of your hair. I know you're a busy man.
Well, thanks for coming, and like I said, I'll catch you two at Elysium tonight.
Oh, of course. Do enjoy yourself.
All right.
And once it's supposed to hand it back to you.
No, Harry says, no, you can keep that. Like I said, that was a side project. You can keep that, Cynthia. Or sorry, out of character, I don't remember if I actually knew her name. So
Cynthia.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, well,
you
like
were
I said,
at the bankroll thing when she was intro with Atticus.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, very, very happy Malkavian now.
Yep. And with that, my character shows him to the door and tunnels back to his lab and gets ready for the evening's events. Gets ready to go to the Elysium. And with that, the scene ends.